and it sort of ended up with both of them getting captured. And that is a story that we kind of tell when you play the game, but you'll pick the story up kind of in the middle, and you can follow everything that happens when you play through.
Awesome. Now, when we talk about switching between playing as Batman and Catwoman, how does that actually work?
So basically the way it works is that you play through the story, and at set points in the story you flip between the two, but their stories are kind of intertwined. So you'll play bits of Batman and then you'll flash back and play a bit of Catwoman and see how that sort of told it out in what happened with Batman when you saw that. But I mean, I guess the thing to say as well is that it is still Batman's game, you know, like it is very much still Batman, you know, and we know that people want to play Batman, we want to play as Batman, so the best way to describe Catwoman is she's the special guest star, you know, she's there, I would say, in terms of total play time, looking at about 25 plus hours to take down all the supervillains in Arkham City, and probably about 10% of that is Catwoman, to give you a kind of rough ballpark idea.
And how many of those hours are dedicated to taking out Ratcatcher? He seems like a tough villain.
20 hours to Ratcatcher.
Confirmed here.
No.
And of course, Batman has one villain that everybody knows and loves, the main villain from Arkham Asylum. Can you talk about the Joker and I guess the condition that he was left in after Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, so Joker's back. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we all know when something bad is happening in Gotham, Joker is there somewhere, right? Joker's involved somehow. So Joker's definitely still here. Joker's definitely still about. Joker's definitely still heavily involved. You would have seen at the end of the first game that Joker took the Titan. He's obviously not well. You've seen from the trailers. But how that plays out, that's kind of the story. We don't really want to give too much of that away. But Joker's in there and he's definitely got an angle. He definitely is setting up Arkham City for something that he wants.
Gotcha. And that's sort of maybe the tale for all of the villains who own a piece of Arkham, is that they have kind of their own goal, and Batman is trying to not only kind of free each zone of their control, but then also figure out what is the overall plot, like who's kind of the real person pulling the strings. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thing is that some of them are fighting for control of Arkham City, some are trying to turn Arkham City to their advantage, some people are just using Arkham City to do the things they love to do. So it's a really hard situation for Batman to solve for that, because he can't really send people to prison, they're already in prison. So what can he do to solve these situations? You know, what's the story, what's happening behind the scenes? That's kind of what you'll have to unravel as you play through, and that's what we thought was really interesting.
So I know that, you know, Batman used detective mode there to figure out the trajectory, figure out where the Joker was shooting from, but I was hoping that maybe we could actually get up on the rooftops and actually get a kind of full view of Arkham City and maybe show people something with the Riddler. Yeah,
I mean, one of the cool things, as we were sort of alluding to before, is we have this main story, but at any time you can kind of go off-piste and follow a side mission. So, you know, you want to see a side mission, we can show you a side mission right now. So, Jez, if you want to go show these guys a little bit of Riddler. So as we sort of said before with Riddler, what Riddler's been doing is he's managed to capture these hostages and he's set up these death traps for Batman. He's going to prove that he's smarter than Batman. And the way you have to take on these challenges is first of all by proving your worth. So the first thing to prove your worth is to solve these puzzles. This first puzzle, use the remote Batarang, hit this switch, that opens up the trophy, and you'll see as well with the back claw, you can use the back claw to grab a trophy, which is an all-new feature. So basically you'll collect these trophies, and when you collect enough trophies, the Riddler is basically going to show you where he's hiding these hostages that he's got.
And these are real situations. It's no longer where the Riddler's kind of taking a back seat and sort of playing around in Arkham City, Arkham Asylum. He's the real deal now in Arkham City.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, he's one of the biggest villains in the game, and he's kind of hell-bent on revenge. So, you know, this is really serious for Batman, and the stakes that Riddler's got involved are innocent people's lives. So it's not something that Batman can turn his back on. Basically, he's setting Batman these challenges. This is actually a really cool secret that we're going to show you here, exclusive to IGN actually.
Nice.
Is we have here these pressure pads that Riddler has around. You have to kind of wall pounce off of them. So as you can see, Jez, you have to hit 3 in sequence, drop onto the last one, you just got it, and then pick up the trophy, actually beat out these guys who didn't even see Batman dropping behind them. because obviously as Batman moves, he's totally silent.
And we should mention that while you see Batman kind of going around the city, that all that stuff you see, that is the game, right? This is this is not set dressing. This is
no, this is the game. I mean, this is one of the things we're so excited to bring you guys, is that, you know, we're actually, what you're getting to play is everything you can do. You know, you can explore everywhere. Great double takedown there. You can explore everywhere. You can do anything in the city. So, you know, that's why we were so excited to come to E3, to give people a chance to actually play the game for themselves, because we're really proud of, you know, actually getting to play the game. You know, like, you know, I know we've been showing some hands-off demos. It's one thing to see the hands-off demos, but, you know, games are all about gameplay. And, you know, we're a real gameplay studio. So we're really proud to come here and give people a chance to kind of play the game for the first time.
Cool, and maybe since we're seeing Batman kind of use his glide, can you talk a little bit about the ways that Batman gets around the city?
Oh yeah, so you're seeing this great grapple boost and gliding around Jez is doing, rolling across the rooftops. He can basically flow and combine all those moves together, which is like a really great feature. And basically that allows him, you can actually, when you get really skilled at this, to move across the whole of Arkham City without even touching the ground. I mean, we lose hours to this at work where we're just gliding, challenging each other to fly down back streets. I mean, it's just great fun. So actually where we are here is Riddler's giving you the rough location of this place. Batman's seen it, it's got this question mark sprayed on, it's looking a bit suspicious. It looks like a brick wall, but actually it's not at all, it's a wooden wall that Riddler set up, and he's hidden this challenge for Batman inside. So,
and I would say in Arkham Asylum, Batman probably would have said, oh, there's a wall there, I guess I'm done. But yeah, he's not messing around in Arkham City either, right?
No, he's really tooled up this time, you know, loads more gadgets, loads more abilities.
So you decided to finally show up.
See Riddler.
Let them go, Riddler. They're innocent.
Don't be stupid, Dark Knight.
And so for each of these moments, right, it's that the Riddler has this guy, he's gonna be caught up in this room, and it's basically a series of death traps.
That's what it is basically, but he's really, his goal here is to prove that he's smarter than Batman. Right. So the challenge is, he's basically setting it up for Batman. Can you save these people? Can you solve my riddles? Can you solve my challenges? And if you can't, that's why he's forcing Batman to take them on by putting these people in there.
And we should say, these are not going to be easy challenges, right?
No, these are pretty hardcore. I mean, if you're going after these, you have to get a number of trophies to get in here. You know, this is one of the tougher side missions in the game. He's really not messing around, Riddler. So, you know, I think for players, they're really going to enjoy taking these challenges on.
And can we kind of take this, sort of the Riddler stepping up his game as kind of like emblematic of sort of all of the villains that are in Arkham City?
Yeah, for definite. I mean, one of the great things is all of the villains have seen Batman in Arkham Asylum, and they're figuring out, hang on, you know, Batman's got all these great gadgets. He took us down before. What can we do to take him down? So they've all upped their game. They've got new abilities as well. So you can see this really elaborate death trap that Riddler set up. The first thing Jez is going to do, he's going to hack into this system, and that's going to basically deactivate a load of the electrified floor panels. And that's going to allow him to start moving across the room. But as he moves across the room, you'll see that this big spinning blade is moving there as well. He needs to be really careful that he doesn't get crushed by this thing as well. So this is a really challenging room.
But of course, at the same time, he's got a timer that's sort of pushing him forward as well.
Yeah. And then up there, you'll see there's a Batarang switch. So he's going to use the Batarang, hit this switch, boom, create a new path to get across that.
And so this is one of those kind of things where it's not just figuring out one piece of this puzzle, but it's figuring out large, sort of like continuing sets of pieces, and that, you know, you can't really stop, right? You've got to kind of piece it together, figure it out, and then kind of go on the fly and finish this
Yeah, I mean,
off.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Jesse's in real trouble here. He's got about 2 seconds to get to that safe zone. Oh, he's pulled out the line launcher, which is cheeky. And he's going to use the new double line launcher. So he's flipping in midair and line launching again, which is a great new feature. Great way to get around. Again, you can use that anywhere in the environment.
And I can tell that this doesn't look like it's going to be an easy one to solve. There's a wall, or there's a sort of like a force field on the other side that you can't get through.
Yeah, force field. So we've already used the sequencer, the Batarang, the double line launch. So you're really progressing through all the gadgets here. He's got a wall, go to detective mode, and he can see through. There's a switch behind that wall. So, Jez, you got the explosive gel. We had the explosive gel in the first game. Now, as I said, you can use that in combat as well, so there's lots of new uses. I need to use another gadget here as well, so the remote control Batarang. He's going to bend that Batarang around again to hit that switch.
Good control there, well done.
And the Batarang now has a brake and a boost on it and a flip 180, and you have to use those abilities again as well. So.
And now you had mentioned before using the line launcher, and this is going to be another section towards the end where you're going to have to use that double line launcher again, right?
So we saw the hostage was hanging from a chain over an electrified floor in a hell of a lot of trouble. So how can Batman possibly save him? He's going to fire the line launcher, he's going to come back and do it. It's a tricky move. You really don't want to risk this and get this wrong. You fly the line launcher, you hold the left trigger, the game goes into slow motion, you line up your target, boom, line launcher again, guard panics, gets grabbed in midair, and boom, you rescue him.
So there it goes. Batman, in fact, smarter than the Riddler. It's proven
Exactly.
in Arkham City.
That is a fact. I can guarantee that.
Thank you so much. Well, that has been a very lengthy look at Batman Arkham City. You got to see what it's like to play as Catwoman, which is a whole different kind of section of the game. You got to see how big the scope of Arkham City is, and most importantly, I think, you got to see what the Riddler's up to and just how much more difficult and challenging Batman Arkham City is going to be. The game is coming out later this year. We're going to kick it back on to Naomi.
Oh man, I'm totally stealing that game. I mean, thanks for the demo, people. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break for lunch, but we'll be back with some big PS3 exclusives, starting with Resistance 3. And remember, if you want to keep up to date with all of IGN's video content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/IGN. I'll see you guys soon.